Ever imagine yourself like cruising down an endless road?
Yeah.
That ribbon of asphalt just stretching out across the outback?
Yeah.
The colors, man, just red dirt and that huge sky.
I know exactly what you mean. It's like that irresistible call to adventure, you know?
It really is that feeling of freedom, just wide open possibilities.
Yeah, that's the heart of overland travel in Australia.
Exactly. And that's what we are diving into today.
Yeah, we've got some amazing research here, like stuff that really captures why overland travel in Australia is such a powerful thing.
It's a classic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, that desire to explore the thrill of the unknown, that sense of independence.
So think of this deep dive as our way of like breaking down the magic of Australian overland travel.
Right, we're going deep here.
Yeah, we're going way beyond the surface, exploring what makes this experience so unique.
Yeah, absolutely.
From those ancient stories embedded in the land to those pioneers who forged paths across this incredible continent.
We're talking deserts,
Hmm.
rainforests, coastlines, the whole shebang.
The whole lot. And we're not just going to like list off places and routes.
Right.
It's about understanding that deeper connection.
It's about that transformative power of connecting with Australia's natural beauty and the cultural heritage you find there.
Okay, so let's rewind a bit because this isn't some new travel fad.
I don't know.
Where's this tradition of overland travel in Australia really begin?
Well, the roots run deep, my friend. We're talking thousands of years back to the first peoples of this land.
Wow.
For countless generations, Indigenous Australians have crisscrossed this continent following what we call songlines.
Songlines.
Yeah, and these weren't just, trails. They were intricate navigational systems woven into the very fabric of their culture.
So more than just like directions.
Oh, yeah, much more. These were living maps encoded in stories, songs, dances, ancestral knowledge connecting people to specific places and imbuing the landscape with deep spiritual meaning.
Wow. So it's like every landmark, every waterhole held a significant a story.
Exactly. Each element was linked to their creation stories, the spiritual life of the people you know.
It's a totally different way of looking at a journey.
Really is.
Not just A to B,
Right.
but a connection to something much larger.
Exactly.
So then fast forward to the 19th century with European settlers, and that's a whole different story, isn't it?
Yeah, you see a different kind of overland journey emerging.
One driven by?
Well, a lot of it was about survival.
Yeah.
They had to explore, map the unknown territories, find resources.
So less about spiritual connection and more about
More about conquering, in a way, I guess, claiming, staking their place.
it makes you think how those two contrasting approaches have shaped our understanding of the Australian landscape today.
A really important point to consider. And what's fascinating is how both of these threads, those ancient traditions and that pioneering spirit, they both echo in the way we approach overland travel today.
That urge to see what's over the horizon, to experience those diverse environments firsthand, to uncover the history.
It's all connected to those deep roots.
It's like that primal need to move to discover, but now it's less about survival, more about personal growth adventure even.
I think so.
So when we talk about modern overland travel in Australia, are there any individuals who really stand out as pioneers?
Oh, absolutely. One name that springs to mind immediately is Len Beadle, often called the last true Australian explorer.
The last true explorer. That's a pretty powerful title.
It is, and he earned it.
What did he do that was so remarkable?
Well, think about this. He surveyed and constructed over 6,000 kilometers of roads through some of the most remote and unforgiving terrain in Central Australia.
6,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's mind-boggling when you think about it, the logistics, the sheer determination to carve out those routes through the vast outback.
So these weren't just rough tracks. He was building actual roads.
Exactly. Meticulously surveying the land, often with rudimentary tools, and then leading teams to build those roads, opening up those remote regions.
And these are roads people still use today.
Oh, absolutely. Iconic routes like the Gun Barrel Highway. That's a direct result of his vision and his tireless work.
So when we talked about overland adventures today, we're literally following in his footsteps.
In a way, yeah.
That's pretty amazing to think about, traveling through these landscapes, knowing someone with that kind of grit and vision open them up.
Definitely adds a whole other dimension to the journey.
So beyond the historical context, what are some things that really highlight the sheer scale of overland travel opportunities in Australia?
Well, one thing that really underscores the potential for exploration is the sheer number of national parks.
How many are we talking?
Over 500.
500.
Just let that sink in for a moment.
That's incredible.
Over 500 protected areas, each one safeguarding unique ecosystems and breathtaking landscapes.
So we're not talking about just wide open, empty spaces.
No, it's so much more than that. It's a treasure trove of natural wonders just waiting to be discovered.
Give us some examples. What kind of diversity are we talking about?
Well, you've got the Blue Mountains, a short drive from Sydney, dramatic sandstone cliffs, ancient eucalyptus forests, often shrouded in that blue haze.
Beautiful.
And you contrast that with the ancient beauty of Kakadu National Park in the Northern Territory.
Yeah.
Sprawling wetlands, incredible wildlife, towering waterfalls, and of course the profound indigenous rock art dating back thousands of years.
It's amazing how much variety there is.
The possibilities are pretty much endless.
You mentioned something interesting about one of the well-known overland routes, too.
Ah, yes, the Great Central Road, which cuts right through the heart of the continent.
What's special about that one?
Well, it passes through numerous remote indigenous communities.
Oh, wow.
And this presents a remarkable opportunity for travelers to engage with those communities, to learn about their culture, their connection to the land.
It's not just about the scenery, then.
No, it's about understanding a completely different perspective on the landscape, on life itself, really.
It's about cultural exchange, learning from the people who have lived in these areas for millennia. So to make this all a bit more tangible, let's imagine a hypothetical overland journey across Australia.
Okay, I like it.
Paint us a picture of the changing environments you might encounter.
All right, so let's say you start in Sydney, that vibrant hub of city life,
Okay.
and you head west towards the Blue Mountains.
Classic.
You're quickly immersed in those incredible vistas, those valleys blanketed in eucalyptus forests. It's a world away from the city.
So you go from city life to the bush in just a short drive.
Exactly. And then from the Blue Mountains, let's head north, deeper into the continent towards the outback.
That's the heart of it, isn't it?
It is. And the landscape transforms dramatically here.
How so?
You'll encounter the stark grandeur of Uluru rising from the desert plains.
Uluru, that's a must-see.
Oh, definitely. And then the vast expanse of the Simpson Desert, those red sand dunes stretching as far as the eye can see.
It's like stepping back in time, isn't it?
It really is an ancient landscape that evokes a sense of both vastness and timelessness.
And then where do we go?
Well, let's continue north and then gradually east towards Queensland and the Daintree rainforests.
A rainforest.
Yeah, a total contrast to the arid interior.
Wow.
Dense, lush vegetation, the sounds of a thriving ecosystem, a whole different world.
From red desert to green rainforest.
It's amazing, isn't it?
So we've covered mountains, deserts, rainforests. What's next?
For our grand finale, let's head south along the Victorian coastline to the Great Ocean Road.
Ah, the Great Ocean Road.
Dramatic cliffs plunging into the ocean, windswept beaches, those iconic rock formations. It's a spectacular end to our journey.
So in one trip, we've gone from bustling city to rugged mountains to arid desert to lush rainforest to that incredible coastline.
It really showcases the diversity of this country.
It does, and I think it highlights how different the experience is when you travel overland.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not just flying over these landscapes, you're immersed in them. You're seeing the transition.
You're feeling the changes, you're experiencing the journey in a way that's just not possible any other way.
So what would you say is the essence of overland travel in Australia? That core message.
It's about embracing the journey itself, not just ticking off destinations.
It's about
It's about being present in the moment, connecting with the land, with its stories.
slowing down.
Yeah, slowing down, taking it all in.
And being open to those unexpected moments.
Exactly. Those encounters, the quiet contemplation amidst the beauty, that's where the real magic happens.
And that's how you truly understand the diversity of this country.
The landscapes, the ecosystems, the cultures, the history, it all comes together when you travel overland.
And this applies to even shorter trips too, right?
Oh, absolutely. You don't have to cross the entire continent to have a meaningful overland adventure.
Just get out there.
Yeah, even a weekend escape into a nearby national park can offer a taste of that connection, that sense of discovery.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into overland travel in Australia, it really leaves you with a sense of possibility, doesn't it?
It does. That pull of the open road, those adventures waiting just beyond the horizon.
It makes you want to just pack your bags and go.
I know the feeling.
Those vast skies, the ancient landscapes, the stories waiting to be discovered, it's all out there.
Waiting for you.
And experiencing it all at your own pace on your own terms, that's something truly special.
It is. There's a sense of freedom, a sense of connection that you just can't find anywhere else.
And that's the magic of overland travel in Australia.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Australian overland travel.
My pleasure.
We hope this has inspired you to maybe consider your own adventure, whether it's a weekend getaway or a cross-continent expedition.
Get out there and experience it for yourself.
Until next time, happy travels
Safe travels.
and keep exploring.
Always keep exploring.